Now, a painting of a woman breastfeeding her baby has won this year's BP Portrait Award. Artist Benjamin Sullivan's picture of his wife and daughter bagged the National Portrait Gallery's £30,000 prize. And I'm very pleased to say Benjamin joins me in the studio this evening, along with the focus of the artwork, Virginia, and baby Edie, who's got us all completely transfixed this evening. Thank you so much for joining us, and
Pleasure.
Huge congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Why did you want, well, obviously looking at them both, it's obvious why you wanted to paint them, but why was it important for you, for your wife and baby daughter, to be the focus of this work?
I think I've painted pictures of Ginny, throughout the time we've been together, for about 10 or 15 years. And so I think having our first child, seemed like a really good reason to do another one, to kind of celebrate this little bundle of joy that had come into our lives. Yeah.
And Edie being very well behaved this evening, but how did she fare to sit there for all that time? I'd imagine it's a bit of time you have to sit still to be painted.
Yeah, it did present some difficulty, but I think we got it just at the right time. It was just on the cusp, because she was 8 months. So she was actually quite good at sitting still at that stage. Now, I think it would have been impossible.
Virginia, how do you feel about seeing something that many people is considered relatively intimate, and seeing that being shared all over the world? How does that feel?
I actually feel quite proud. I feel proud of Ben, and I feel proud of the way that it's captured a moment in our lives that will never happen again. We'll never have our first baby again, and it's a magical moment to see that around the world, yeah. A
magical moment, but the title of this piece alludes to quite a difficult reason behind it. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I think at the time when we did the painting, that was really the first period of time when we'd calmed down. It was kind of 8 months later, and we had a period of time where we could just reflect on that sort of, as you say, difficult time, so fairly traumatic for Ginny, certainly.
Yeah, we'd been preparing for a hypnobirth, so everything was cool and we were relaxed and calm, and then to find out she was breech just a few days before she was born, we had to educate ourselves very quickly about the breech situation. So we still had the birth that we wanted, but then that just made it quite an upheaval for us, as you expect your birth to then go home and you have a picture in your mind of what family life will be. So it took a while to get there, because I had to have a cesarean to have her in the end. So yeah, 8 months later, we found ourselves sitting in the studio, back together, calm as a family, and it was wonderful.
We're seeing the stunning image on our screens right now, and an image that Londoners will have the chance to see for themselves as part of this exhibition from tomorrow. How do you think it will be for Edie in years to come to know that? I mean, she's quite vocal now, but do you think it will be something that will go down, as a huge point in her life, that here she is for everyone to see?
I really hope so. I'm sure as a kind of teenager she'll find it awfully embarrassing. But then, as a kind of young woman, I'm sure she'll think it's, to picture her with her mother, I think in the end she'll just think it's a beautiful image. I sincerely hope, anyway.
And just briefly, she's absolutely gorgeous, but just briefly, given that you are breastfeeding in this picture, Edie's had enough.
Sorry.
She's ready to have a wander. Go on, off. Yeah, enjoy the studio. Given that this piece does show you breastfeeding, do you hope it makes a wider political point about breastfeeding and about doing it in public?
I think it would certainly be nice. I mean, I have to say that wasn't the concept of the piece. The fact that Ginny was breastfeeding was more or less to calm Edie down in the moments when she was, would wake up.
And that's naturally what you do with a newborn. You feed them, and this was how I was feeding. So it's nice to have the opportunity to say it is something natural, and it is. I was very blessed with my breastfeeding journey. I didn't have any troubles, but then it's an intimate moment to share. But we're proud of it, aren't we?
Yeah.